with us. Naman Bajpai is a very interesting person. He lives in Mumbai and he's a photographer, entrepreneur, and he is also an amateur rocketeer. He attends Atomic Energy Central School and he has achieved dual merit in a Green Olympiad which was organized by TEDdy. He also has a company which is named this Dynamic Rocketeer company has over 25 employees. So Naman, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I am Naman Bajpai. As I told everything about me, I am an entrepreneur. I am 15 years old, and the major project that I'm currently working on is dynamic rocketry. We are a team of 25 students currently working together to launch a suborbital two-stage rocket, which does not go to orbit, but goes up straight and comes down straight in 7 months.
Wow.
And we also have big plans for the future as well regarding human spaceflight, space stations, and Martian transport.
So when in 2022 you see a rocket, it just might be Naman Bajpai's rocket going into space. Okay, so thank you Naman Bajpai for being here with us. Can you tell us about your company and what does it do? And what is your role in the company?
Okay, so my company Dynamic Rocketry, I founded it in October around my birthday, so on October 23rd. So I founded it on October 25th. Working towards model rockets. So in model rockets, I designed 2 or 3 engines, and I found it pretty easy, right? And then I started scaling it up to actual life-size rockets, like what NASA and SpaceX make. I started designing real-world rocket engines that we are going to use. And after that, it evolved into a project for gaining knowledge rather than making profit. It all started that way. Now, currently, we have 25 people, as I told you, from all over the country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Jharkhand to Gujarat. So we are currently working online, and we will start offline operations, partly offline operations when the pandemic gets over.
So, how far have you come in your as a company, and have you released like any rockets in real space?
Yes. So we are currently in the process of designing the rockets, and I can assure you that more than 75% of it is done. Only designs are required, and we have started making online digital prototypes for the future projects. Like I have designed 2 rocket engines that will be physically working in the rockets. I have tested it in all the software, and we are going to test it as soon as the pandemic ends.
Okay, and what is your aim? Like, what is your main interest in space, and what is your aim in space?
Okay, so I cultivated the interest for the aerospace industry. I'll tell you a story regarding that. When I was 7, I used to love astronomy, looking at the sky with a telescope, and just wondering what is there beyond. And after looking at it again and again and again, I thought how can I get a better view or a better feel of that? And I still have the habit to play with fire a lot. Like whenever I see a matchstick, I can't wait to light it. So that way I started cultivating the interest for the rockets. And as soon as the pandemic started, I got to know about SpaceX and NASA as well, and I saw their launches. So that cultivated my interest in space. And the mission that we are going to follow is to make space travel accessible to humanity. Like when you see that the average cost of launching a rocket is around $17 to $30 million, and we have to I need to bring it down not in millions but in thousands of dollars itself, right? And we can achieve that by rapid reusability of those parts. So the mission that we are planning here is that The first rocket that we'll be making is the Hawk 1. It is a two-stage suborbital rocket. Basically, it's a technology demonstration rocket that will validate our technology as well as, it gives us a brand name. Then we'll start with Hawk 2, that is a hybrid rocket engine, three-stage hybrid rocket engine that will, it can carry a payload up to 25 kilos into orbit, which is low Earth orbit, around 230 kilometers, and above and below. And then Hawk 3 will be a human spaceflight and fully reusable rocket.
Right.
That will carry out human spaceflight. And then we are also planning to design a human-rated space capsule. We are also under that. Work is still going on there. A human-rated capsule that has the ability to fly 7 astronauts to around 500 kilometers, LEO, which is low Earth orbit, and polar orbit as well.
Right. That sounds amazing.
A couple more projects that we are still looking into or are in the process of designing is a satellite constellation that will help out farmers with their real-time data, like using a satellite and hyper imaging. What we can do is measure the soil moisture of a farm with 1 meter square scale from 220 kilometers above the Earth's surface, and all of that can be measured. See, so when you measure soil moisture by attaching a soil moisture sensor in the soil, you only measure the area of the soil that is around 1 meter, not more than that. And to measure the soil moisture of the whole country, you need billions of sensors, right? So we cannot make those billions of sensors, and that is impractical, correct? So what what many of us in the aerospace industry are still using is these are small satellites of this much in size, and it can get the soil moisture chart of the whole country, the whole India, with least count 1 square meter in every 15 seconds and send it back to us on Earth. And it can be used for the betterment of the farmers. For example, there is a swarm of locusts coming. We can see the differentiation in the soil moisture that happens there. So using that, we can predict the pathways of the locusts that are coming and tell farmers how to prevent it. Like we say, right? Prevention is better than cure. That's the terminology we believe in.
Right. Even I sometimes just get lost in space. I just sometimes dream that I will be the first person to step on Pluto or Mars.
You have to go through a very big process for that.
I know. So how?
Huh? Okay, continue.
So when do you plan to develop your ideas into the real world?
See, so the first launch that we'll be carrying out will be on the February of 2022. That's around 6 or 7 months from now. We'll be launching it once we get our funding and all of that. And then in the year 2023, we'll start scaling it up and making it regular, getting it into like regular launch. For example, 1 launch a week or something like that.
Right. So like your company of 25 employees. So I would just like to know, like those 25 employees. So do you all work together on the project, or do they follow orders and make the project, make like the rocket?
Both here, because there are 25 people working in them. I don't call them employees. I call them my team. See, because we don't have funding right now, all of them are working unpaid. That's a very great feat to achieve, to get people who are willing to work unpaid. Like most of them, we have people ranging from 9th standards to their masters who are working together for the benefit of pay. Right. So yeah, can you repeat your question again? I just got carried away.
So basically, I just wanted to know, like your employees, do they work under you or do they work with you to make the rocket?
See, both ways. It's not extreme here and it's not extreme here. It's somewhere in the middle. right? Because all of them are aerospace engineers, so they have the knowledge, and I have the plan. So combining that, we could get a very successful future. So that is the way we work in the middle.
Right. Okay. So I know. Tell us about your school. Like, your school is called Atomic Energy Central School, but I would like to know more about it and how is it actually different.
Okay, I'll tell you something about Atomic Energy Central School. So in Mumbai, there is an area known as Anushakti Mandir. So in Mumbai, as you know, in 1960s, Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha established some reactors on the east side of Mumbai.
Yeah.
And there are currently 7 nuclear reactors there. So we are a part of 6 schools that for the employees that work there. And it is different from any other schools because it's a very scientifically concentrated community. Right. So when you just look out, 1 in every 3 or 1 in every 5 people is a master's or PhD completed scientist. So that is getting as in Hindi we say mahal, or an environment of scientific thinking is there, and that separates my school. So people are there from only one background, that scientific background.
Right.
So that is how it differentiates from the other people.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll join this school.
Okay.
Okay. So, you have achieved dual merit in Green Olympiad, right? The one that was organized by Terry.
Yeah, dual merit.
Can you tell us about?
See, basically, what I work on is saving the planet Earth until we can totally migrate to another planet, right? See, Mars is not habitable right now. To make it fully habitable, we need around a minimum 100 years to make it fully human-like capable, right? So till then, we need to keep our Earth that we currently live in safe. To not have an apocalypse created by humanity itself. So space exploration is taking care of the future and saving the Earth, or planting trees, and environment conservation works for saving the present. And in that way, I got interested, all of the environment conservation, marine biology, and all of those fields. And that's why I, started venturing out, and I found out about the Olympiad. I started preparing for it, and I got dual merit in it.
Wow, that's very nice. So now that you have done all this, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do tomorrow or maybe next month? Like, what are your plans now?
See, one thing that happened recently at my school was a lot of cyberbullying. People from unknown IDs joined our classes and started disrupting them. And I started venturing in that field as well. People had complaints that were nowhere to be solved. So me and a couple of my school friends are currently working together to create an anti-cyberbullying task force. Basically, it will be a group of 3 or 4 ethical hackers and the Mumbai police or the government of India working together to end cyberbullying in schools. That is the thing that I'm currently working on as well.
Wow. Cyberbullying ended forever. Amazing. Okay. So thank you for being here with us, Naman. I have learned a lot from you, and maybe even I will one day, one day I'll learn from you in space. One day we'll be going to space in your rocket.
Why not?
So thank you for being here with us. I really enjoyed this. So thank you everybody for watching this video. If you like this video and want to see more, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Bye. See you next time. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Oh, I don't know.